when turn it off, the same thing. Press and hold. Dear community, sound team, we have created equipment for our elders who cannot hear clearly. So if you need a headset that help with the hearing, please come to us and we give you a headset. Yeah. If you cannot hear the talk clearly, the sound clearly, come to us. Press and hold, turn it on, and you should be okay. In French? No, this is English, French, right here.
Okay. Okay. This is hard of hearing.
Right. So tomorrow, come here, you get one.
Thank you. Thank you. We didn't know you had this.
We just create earlier because we.
Dear friends, can you hear me? Isn't it time for a song to start before we have the bell? Let's see. How about Dear Friends? We know that one. Looking around. Dear friends, let me tell you how I feel. You have given me such treasure. I love you so. Dear friend, let me tell you how I feel. You have given me such treasure. I love you so. Dear friends, and we'll do a round. Dear friend, dear friend, dear friend, dear friend, dear friend. I love you so. I love you so. I have given me such pleasure. I love you so. Beautiful. Welcome, everyone. My name is John Bell. Sister Nghiem and I have been asked to facilitate this evening. Isn't it great to be together? I mean, we're encouraged to practice non-discrimination, but I have to say that the OI retreat is my favorite. And why? Because I am among you who have committed to the Bodhisattva path, to living your life with integrity, to sharing the Dharma far and wide and with skillful means. So I'd like you just to look around and notice people and turn to people around you and just thank them for being on this path. Yes. So Sister Nghiem, when we were talking about this, she told me that she was the 20th monastic ever ordained by Thay. She's a walking history of our monastic tradition. She looks about 22. But she has so much. So she's going to offer some opening reflections. And then we'll have, mostly this is not a talk. This is going to be a very interactive evening together. So thank you for being here.
Dear Thay, dear brothers and sisters, I feel very lucky to be here with John, because I thought that today, this evening, I won't say anything. I will let John facilitate the session, and I will be here to support you. He said that I'm walking the history, and John also, he met Thay, if I remember well, in 1982. He was with Thay in the walk. Maybe if you share, you will share more correctly than I do. For the walk against nuclear weapons in 82 with chị Anh Hương. I have the picture when Thay walked with Baker Roshi and chị Anh Hương walked behind with Sister Chân Không with long hair. And you were there. And I feel very fortunate to be here. This is the first OI retreat I attend in the United States. I was with Thay during the many US tours. But if I remember well, during the US tours, Thay had retreats for everyone, but no retreat for OI members. He practiced non-discrimination. I'm sorry. I said that this is the first time I attend an OI retreat in the States, and I feel really fortunate and happy. I feel so happy to see all brothers and sisters. Since before I got ordained as a novice, before my ordination, I already saw some of you on pictures. And after so many years, you are still here with us, with Thay, with us, and I feel so grateful with your faithfulness on the path. And maybe many of you don't know, I live in France, and the French OI Sangha really looks up at you all. The North American OI Sangha, like their older brothers and sisters. Because after Thay ordained the 6 first members, because of the war, there was an interruption until he ordained again chị Anh Hương. And the first year when Plum Village was open, in the first retreat, Thay ordained a few more, and they are American. And long after this ordination, maybe 10 years later, a decade later, the first French OI member was ordained. So in Europe, French OI members, Italian, Spanish OI members, they look up at their North American brothers and sisters as their older brothers and sisters. When I came here with Sister Tinkong, some French OI members told me, "Oh, can we go with you? We're gonna organize an OI retreat in October, and our dream is to go to a retreat in America to learn." So I feel very fortunate to be here with you all. You want me to share more? Okay. Okay. I told John before this session that I'm here just to support you and to tell stories, and now he wants me to tell you a story. The theme today is how to continue Thay and how to support the monastics. But I see more how to continue Thay. When I read that sentence, a memory came to me. In Plum Village, a few times we sat together with Thay, and we also had a discussion about what do I want to do to continue Thay. I don't remember whether it was for Thay's birthday, Thay's continuation day, or just a sharing. And many of us monastics, each of us, we share what we like to do to continue Thay. A brother shared that he would love to continue Thay with writing calligraphy. And then another sister shared that she would love to help the young generation to continue Thay. And wake up, yes. But don't be disappointed with what I'm going to share next. And then Thay listened very carefully, and Thay said, "Oh, I really like that brother who wants to continue me with his way of inviting the bell, but not with helping the young people." Thay didn't mention it. Sorry, John. And we were all surprised because we thought of, yes, something big, like helping the next generation, the young generation, and so on. We couldn't guess that Thay liked something for me. I couldn't guess that Thay liked us to do something for me small, to invite the bell. But Thay said it very clearly. I like that brother who likes to continue me with his inviting the bell. And it was a kuan for me, and I would like to offer you this kunan too.
And maybe we could invite the bell. Dear Thay, dear Sister Chong Kong, dear community, in 1965, Thay met Martin Luther King Jr. The only other time they met was in Geneva in 1966. And at that time, Dr. King told Thay about the term beloved community. And Thay had already discovered the beloved community. He knew about its placement in the ultimate dimension, which represents how we already are related to each other in reality. But oppression and misinformation and conditioning make us forget that we're related. So Thay liked the phrase. And when Dr. King was killed in '68, when Thay got the news, as I've heard it, he made a vow to continue the beloved community. So just a little review of what's happened in the last 55 years since he made that vow. There are 11 monasteries around the world and a handful of lay practice centers like Morning Sun, the Florida Community of Mindfulness, and others. There are 700 monastics. These numbers are impermanent, obviously, so if I've gotten them wrong. There are 1,200 sanghas worldwide. 1,200 sanghas. There are over 1,000 OI members. There are over 3 million social media followers. No, worldwide, I think, OI. Oh, 3,000? The historian has me. 3,000 worldwide, even better. The Thich Nhat Hanh Foundation manages about $6 million of donations each year. Parallax Press is a robust publishing house, publishing wonderful books by the scores, it seems like. 72,000 participants in online retreats and events in a year before last. There are wonderful initiatives that have grown up, like Wake Up, like Arise, like Embrace, like Wake Up Schools, like Earth Holders, like the Beloved Community Circles. So obviously, the Beloved Community, it ties continuation is evident, right? We're at this beautiful inflection point. In my observation, since Thay's stroke, and he was off the public stage in some way, I've really noticed the monastics have stepped into a bigger role and expanded the way the Dharma is communicated, still core to Thay's teachings, but are really beautifully manifesting lots of different ways of sharing the Dharma. We even now have a hip-hop Dharma presentation that's going to happen in the East Coast right now, Boston on Sunday. Some of you are going. So there are a couple of questions we'd like to explore, have us explore tonight, in small groups, in pairs, and then 4 ways, and then pairs again. And the questions are these. What is your vision for the continuation of Thay and the Plum Village community, Plum Village tradition? And there's a lot embedded in that. Who continues? What continues? And how does it continue? So that's one question. The second question is, what are ways you'd like to see the Mahasangha grow, improve, deepen, or change? The third question, and we'll repeat these before each pairing. The third question is, how would you like to see the Plum Village community be more present in the public arena, bringing our practice to the issues of the day? And fourthly, how can we, the lay OI community, support the monastic community? Because it's an interactive and interbeing process. So the way we'd like to do this is in sort of multiple pairs. So I'd like you to find somebody, a pair near you. For the first question, there'll be 10 minutes for that pairing. And we'll invite a bell halfway through in case you don't have to keep rigid time, but in case you know where you are. Then that pair will find another pair, and you'll form a foursome for the second question. And then we'll break up into different pairs. Is that clear? Any questions? Okay. So find a pair. The first question in your pair is, what is your vision for the continuation of Thay and the Plum Village community? After these pairings, we'll come back together and people will share out. That's about halfway, so if you haven't, please continue. You should hit the knee to the other.
This time.
All right, thank you. Now, if you could find another pair near you and make a foursome. Dear friends, again. So, dear friends, hello. Dear friends, we love our Sangha, the Mahasangha, but as Suzuki Roshi's famous quote about a person, you're perfect just the way you are, and you could use a little improvement. So our Sangha is perfect just the way it is, and it could use a little improvement. So this is to share ways that you'd like the Mahasangha to grow or deepen or change or transform or sort of that area. So please share among yourselves for about 10 more minutes. Thank you. Well, thank you, dear friends. It sounds like a lot of energy happening. I know maybe everybody didn't get a chance to share, but it's still in there, so it's okay. This is just one iteration of many, many conversations we'll have over the years, so it doesn't all have to happen tonight. Suggestion is to find a new partner, a new pair, so we get different voices, we're hearing different voices. So if you could kind of just find another partner. And then the question here,
Now we just forget.
yes. Okay, with your new partner now, the third question to just begin to ruminate on is, how would you like to see the Plum Village community become more present in the public sphere on issues of the day? Okay? So about 8 minutes on this one. Thank you. So take a breath and close your eyes for a moment. A lot of energy in the room. It's wonderful. So we have one more question. You can stay with the same partner just for time-wise. An important question: how do we as a lay sangha support the monastics going forward? Okay? How do we as lay sangha members support the monastic community? Okay? Thank you. So thank your listening partner, and you can either just turn and stay there, or return to your seat if you want to do that. But we're going to have 3 sounds of the bell just to kind of bring the energy back down a bit. Yeah. Sister and I were looking out at the amazing energy, wishing we had a way to record all amazing, beautiful ideas that probably bubbled up. So we have a few minutes for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes max. We'll end a little before 9. For people, we have a couple of mics, I think, to circulate. There's one there. Is there another one somewhere? We could. So just if you'd like to offer some good idea you heard, some improvement you think would help, some way to support monastics, ways that you'd like to see it out in the world, that we have so much to offer a suffering world, anything of import that you think the Sangha could hear. I'll make a few notes. We can't capture everything. Given that we're 210 people, be kind of brief, not long things, just like let's just spread a lot of seedlings that might grow into flowers later. Okay? So the mic's coming around. Just raise your hand. And it is part of community building if you'd say your name and where you're coming from.
One of our group, I'm Carol Baker from Shade Gap, Pennsylvania. And one of the ideas that came up in our group was to hold volunteer weekends that people can come and paint and do basic carpentry and gardening and help out that way.
Good evening. My name is Hung from Northern Virginia. My partner and I here was just beside fundraising. We were talking about a volunteer to offer the sister and brothers English lessons And I noticed that because one of my, during the, after the Dharma sharing today, one of the sisters actually came over to me and told me that she hoped to see me come and teach her English. And I'm here, I'm pretty sure that everybody here would be, understand that a lot of these sister and brothers came from Vietnam, and they probably, they tried their best to learn English. And I'm pretty sure that with your help, I'm pretty sure that you can help them to become very skillful in this very precious gift. Thank you.
Yeah.
Dear Thay, dear Sangha, we are a group from the Bodhi Sangha in Toronto, Canada. Again, I heard, our brother just mentioned, we love to do that, but we from Canada, which is far from here. We come here quite often, when we have a retreat. So that's the way we try to keep contact and have a connection with the monastery. We will attend as much as possible, most of the retreat if we have a chance. And over all the year, we already have a retreat in Toronto, which is to associate with the brother and the sister from here until COVID. I think come back to even 10 years, I believe it. Every year in May, we have retreat, from here. And also we have a lot of activity like a fundraising, to support the monastery of the Plum Village in the world. And of course, this is the nearest one to us, consider to Toronto and here. So that's our idea. Thank you.
Carol Green from the Florida Community of Mindfulness, representing comments from our Sangha and also from a friend in Massachusetts. And we were looking at how can the Mahasangha improve and ways that we can help monastics, and things kind of converged. One of the things that came to us was that it would be helpful if the Mahasangha could do a survey of best practices among the Sanghas. For example, in Florida, we have a system of 3 paths because our teacher, Fred Epsteiner, discovered that people were suffering greatly, and if they could get their emotional healing to a point that they could absorb the Dharma, that then the more advanced wisdom teachings were more effectively delivered. And so his 3 paths has been very helpful to us as an example, and is a best practice that I know Fred would be willing to share with anyone who wanted to talk to him about. We also felt that it would be a very strong best practice to support the monastics if we very mindfully strengthen the connections between the lay community and the monastics. Invite monastics to Sangha activities, visit the monastics more often. The monastics need the lay people to understand the trends in the community. The community people need the monastics to understand and make sure that we are supporting the Dharma the way that we should. And those ties seem that they could be strengthened significantly. So those are 2 ideas that came out of our group. Thank you.
I'm George Hogay. I'm with Laughing Rivers Sangha in Pittsburgh. We have been getting involved with the interfaith community there, and I think that's a helpful way in terms of this public sphere. I did ask the question on the planetary tea time, I guess it was, or one of those sessions. I did ask Brother Phap Dung about whether we should be doing that and wearing our brown jackets representing Buddhism that way. He said if you're invited, don't force yourself on people, but if there is an interfaith community and they want you, and what I found is that they definitely want us, and they call us the wisdom tradition, and they would like us to have some input even on how to help them have practices to deal with the stress of the work they're collectively doing. So I think that's a good connection, if you can find it.
So the back row is dominating back there. People up front have lots of ideas too, so let's see your hands.
Right here, yes. So dear Thay, dear family, we had a very lively discussion over here. One of the continuation of Thay that we would like to, our group was discussing, is that first we practice to be solid, then we practice within our family so that our children and our loved ones can also be transmitted. And then we would have the opportunity to practice with Sangha. And while we're practice with the family and our children, we hope that the Sangha is around us and surround us. So building within the concentric circle. So beginning with the solid practice with self, and then our children. And then it would be great to have parent Sangha, because there's a lot of parents who need support. So my sister Ki Hong and I were talking about this, and so that was one thing. And thank you for the suggestion of teaching our monastics English. I would say the monastics could also teach us Vietnamese, because it is both ways of communication. And then the more Western friends who know basic sentence in Vietnamese, there's already a beautiful connection and flowing. We talk about how can lay friends support monastics. And I think a lot of the movement and rotation of our monastics, disrupt the relationship of the Western friends who come. And then they, the new group of monastics, the Western friends don't know. So how do we have some systems and process in place in order to support the monastics who just arrived, as well as lay friends who come in, who want to be connected, but not having the bridges being built. So these are the really fantastic questions, and I do hope that we can capture them. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. It's good to see you all. I'm Robbie from Village Moon Sangha in Delmar, New York, and what I have to say comes from this lovely group here, I think, An and Ann and Heather. And we talked about the problem of loneliness and how there's so much loneliness that leads to other problems, and how healing needs to happen, and that we have skills to help with that. And we had the idea of sort of a mobile retreat center, have mindfulness will travel kind of thing, mobile monastery on wheels, whatever. And, because people don't often come here, right? Look at who we are. Basically, we could see we're sort of mostly kind of homogeneous. And we could go places. That's sort of a metaphor. But we could go to nursing homes, we could go to schools, we could go to urban centers, and in these little vans, have mindfulness will travel. So who knows, maybe it could happen.
Dear Thay, dear Sangha, my name is Kimmy Lee. I'm from North Carolina. we have discussion here about how we can help the monastic. And we can see right now, without us, the monastic cannot by themselves do everything. So we have food to eat because we have so many people here. Lay people help us. So there's the will, there's the way. Whatever you think you can help, just say, we need all of help, small or big. And with the moon lake coming, if you have any skill, carpenter, painting, anything, I think we can help. Cooking, helping in the retreat. So if we lay people can do those things, then the monastic, they can use their energy and their time to do things that we cannot do. And we will be benefit in both ways. Talking about practicing English with the monastic, it's a wonderful thing. We have so many friends here already doing that. And they said they got more benefit than what they're giving out. It only takes an hour per week through Zoom. You can learn a lot about monastic life, teaching more about Buddhism, free. You can talk to them and get out your stressful out. So it's a lot of benefit doing that. So please consider whatever you can do. We need it. The monastic need it. Thank you.
Dear Sangha, I'm Angie from Florida. And kind of in that same line, when I was in Paris with Susan, she was telling me about the monastic that she's been teaching English to, comes and joins their Sangha online. And so I know we've tried to get monastics to come to Tampa, but they're so busy and would like to get more people to come to the monasteries. But one thought was that, the more people who have contact with the monastic, the more people are going to support. They see how wonderful it is in our Sangha. So maybe if we could have the monastics join us more on Zoom, perhaps that would fit their schedules better, and more people in our community would be touched by that beautiful presence. And I think it would really bring up a lot more financial support for the monasteries.
Beloved community, I've heard a lot of really great ideas, but I know the monastics. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm Rebecca, and I practice with Willow Branch Sangha in Westchester, Pennsylvania. And the monastics I know work really hard and do a lot of things, so I don't want any of our projects to give them extra work, and I'd like to know what the monastics need from us. So that's where I would start.
Hi, I'm Dylan from Morning Bird Sangha in Bay Area, California. And I was just really, we discussed this a little bit, and I was really excited to hear somebody talk about a monastery on wheels and going to different places. And I just wanted to share that we've had some experiments with that in the Bay Area, taking the practice outside. There was a road retreat organized by 3 brothers from Deer Park where they rented an RV and drove through a bunch of western states and visited. And at least in Oakland, when they visited us, we organized a 2-day, a weekend retreat outside in a park. There was a project called Sit, Walk, Listen, organized by my two dear Sangha siblings here, which I helped with and many other people helped with, which was a sort of mindful demonstration in support of Black Lives Matter, which brought sitting meditation and walking meditation and listening circles to public spaces like the plaza in front of City Hall in San Francisco. We've done days of mindfulness outdoors. I just want to say, like, I think there's so many wonderful things about bringing the practice outside. It's just, you see new people, there's an opportunity for new people to see the practice. It feels very inclusive. So it just feels to me like I just wanted to share that. So thank you.
Dear Thay, dear presenters, dear Sangha, thank you. I really had a lot of fun at this retreat and a lot of reinvigoration. And, you know, I'm thinking that I would really like to, not that I disrespect bald heads, white heads, gray heads, but I would like to, I came up with a 20-some-year-old. I would like to see so many OI members in their 20s and 30s, and just like to make this an inviting place for all people, regardless of anything, you know, regardless of gender or sexual orientation or race, or, you know, for us to be relevant, that's really what I'm envisioning.
Friends, we have time for, I think, one more sharing, and we'll close.
Dear Thay, dear community, my name is Susan. I'm from Greensboro, North Carolina. And what I hear from monastics, that one way we can support them is to volunteer to be on staff for retreats, because they have like one retreat a month coming up. It's so much work. And if you've ever not been on staff, it's a joyful work and a great way to have interaction with the monastics and meet new friends. So if you are at all inclined to sign up to be on staff for any of the retreats, it would be a great benefit for our friends. Thank you.
Hello. Yeah. Dear brothers and sisters, my name is Hua. I'm from Vietnam, and I'm studying in Boston. I think I'm trying to share that I would love to see like the keyword like inclusive diversity, like bringing in new challenges. And I think like when we get more people with different background, different views, there's a lot more challenge in our mind. And I think we try to continue in kind of like keep challenge ourselves, challenge our perception, like keep the learning, the teaching, the sharing, like it's not rigid, it's not become like a code book, like the encyclopedia of Thích Nhất Hạnh, but then it should be like a continuation of Thay, and the teaching should be adaptive to the new world. And if you want to see more young people coming, you have to care for what they care. So please continue to renew the teaching. And then like, yeah, I would just love like, it's not rigid. We can learn new things when we learn together. Thanks.
Dear Thay, dear family. Okay. I'm very touched listening to all your sharing and your wholehearted, your willingness to help our Sangha, to help the monastic Sangha, the lay Sangha. I'm very touched. And before this retreat started, I was very moved. I told Sister Nghiem, after each meal when I saw our lay friends clean up the kitchen, the dining hall, exactly like at their homes. Our friends put on their aprons and clean up everything without being asked. And same thing in this retreat. Everywhere we went, everywhere we go, we see monastics and lay friends together. We set up the meditation hall. We clean. We do everything together. We practice together. And I remember how Thay was proud of his students, his OI students. I remember when he went to China to teach in 1999, he was very proud to bring with him many lay students, OI students together with the monastics to show China how we practice mindfulness in every step we walk, everything we do, and how we practice the 5 mindfulness trainings. And the first time when Thay went back to Vietnam, he was deeply moved, and the first thing he thought of is to bring his lay students together with monastics, to offer the best gift he offered to his teacher was how his students practice mindfulness with their breathing, with their steps, with the 5 mindfulness trainings. And I think what we made Thay most happy was our practice. So now we just continue. We always want to offer more, to do more. This is what I feel tonight. But Thay is already very happy with our practice of mindful breathing, mindful steps, how we listen to the sounds of the bell, how we practice to invite the bell with beautiful sounds, to produce beautiful sounds. And I have shared with John, and I noticed that whatever we share, we always, our greatest wish, our greatest care is about our basic practice. And this is our best way to continue Thay and to support each other. The monastic, we try our best with our daily basic practice to support the lay OI Sangha. And when you ask the question, and what the monastic need from us, we need your practice, continuous and wholehearted practice in your daily life. Thank you so much. With all our gratitude. I would love to, what time is it?
It's time.
Yes. To breathe, to enjoy our breathing together with Thay upon hearing the 3 sounds of the bell. Thank you.
you.